Hey, good morning. It is so early. I've been up for about an hour. It's 5:18 a.m. Out here in the hollers, and I just want to say that I was gonna write. I usually I write poetry, or I'll usually spend like a few hours practicing singing, playing and singing, things like that. But I also like to write poetry a lot. I don't just write poetry, but I write prose, um, and other types of things like that. Actually, let me turn off this AC. So I was just gonna read something I wrote a while ago. This is not a poem. This is just a writing. I write weird stuff. I don't know what to say. It's so I have multiple tomes, if you will, and I go through and I catalog everything. Here, let me show you. Hold on. See all my notes. So each time I have a lyric, and I've got loads and loads of these books because I write every single day. I timestamp, date, everything, and yeah, I don't know. I've probably got close to a dozen of these right now. So the way I look at it, hey, look, put it like this. All right, imagine this: you write a poem every day. Okay, can you write a poem every day? It doesn't have to be. It could be a haiku, 575. Come on, but you do something every day, and just think of it like this: like in a year, you wrote 365 poems. You wrote a book. Okay, if you could just write like a little bit at a time. So that's what I do. I write lyrics. I write songs. I'm never not creating something. That's literally my raison d'être, if you will. But oh, by the way, it's been a year since I've drank. I have not touched a single drop of alcohol in a whole year, and I'm good. I am so good. Like I'm I thought I would miss it a lot more than I do. And I'll be honest, like occasionally I'll crave it, but man, like no, I'm pretty good. Like I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. And actually, you know what? It is still Tennessee, so I'm gonna have to turn this fan back on because it's Tennessee. It's almost 80 degrees and it's not even it's like quarter after 5 or something like that. All right, either way. So, good things. So a lot of this stuff here, actually, if you were to go back and read a lot of my writing, so um, a lot of it is really detail and just like so. I had a crash out about a year ago, just a complete crash out, and I was an alcoholic. I don't tell you, I mean, it is what it is. I am what I am, um, but I beat it. Well, knock on wood, so far. I didn't think I was gonna be able to, but I did, and so I've spent the last year really documenting my recovery, and it's hard. It's been tough. But I tell you, the bottom of the abyss I was in a year ago. Had you not asked me, or had you asked me, how I would view myself or how I would feel a year out, and wow, the places, the differences between where I was versus where I am now is like it's night and day. It's night and day. Yeah, I don't know. So another thing to I guess kind of throw out there too is physically no, I didn't die, but for all intents and purposes, I died about a year ago. Um, Everything about it, like the entire old me, I think it's just gone now. I think a lot of that was residual lag that was tethered to a lot of the demons that were associated with my alcoholism that I had to kind of let go of and stuff. And it's hard letting go of old friends, um, especially ones that are there with us. Our demons. Our demons can very easily become our best friends, and I think that's what happened to me for a very long time. A lot of it for me was just it was PTSD and stuff. I mean, going to war, 20 years in the military will do a number on anybody. I don't care who it is. Just the levels of go 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 go, the stress levels, the stakes, every single thing is like do or die. And so that whole warfighter mentality goes down even into like some I don't know, some person thinks they're important, so they're gonna come by and visit. Hi, Coda Bear. He came for my coffee. He knows. He wants that last little sip. But a lot of it comes back down to, a lot of these folks will, everything's do or die all the time. Oh, this write up, we've got to get it. Oh, it's do or die, or oh God, we've got some big wig coming through, and we've got to kiss his ass so our boss can get promoted. I mean, it's just how it is. But that's every company, I'm sure. Military's we just kill people, whereas McDonald's just slaves their people out to make burgers. It's all the same thing. You might slave out in a cubicle. Either way, you're slaved out. But it is what it is. As long as it's not permanent, I don't have any issues with it. I pulled my eject cord, and I was able to get out and break away from the whole military industrial complex, the jobs, everything associated with it. I'm done with all that. I've decided to devote my life entirely to art and music, and that's it. Like I am an art monk at this point now. I don't watch much TV anymore. I try not to. Really trying to be careful about what I ingest, like what I see on a screen, because that does affect us. And I've noticed since I've unplugged over the last year, since my crash out, and then since I've, recovered, and I've kind of unplugged and untethered a lot. And now that I've untethered, I see how hypnotized it appears to me that a lot of folks are now. And a lot of it is because they're driven by this attention, this focus, and this rage that is entirely based on what is being fed to them via their screens. Like, think about it. Everybody's non-stop staring at their phones or their screens. They are hypnotized by the content that they're seeing. And I'm just saying, like, for me personally, I couldn't do it anymore. I had to break away. That's not the right answer for everybody. It's very difficult. But so now I am a monk for the arts, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't care. I don't want the rat race. Like, I despise it. I don't need stuff. And that's what hurts. Like, all these people go out there, and all they're doing is they're slaving away every fucking day for stuff, to buy stuff. Okay, cool. Like, that doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't care about stuff. There's more to this story of life than just fucking stuff, man. No, it's about the reverberations. See, I believe that we're drops in this giant ocean of life and reality. And our drops create ripples and splashes. If you think about all of our thoughts, all of our actions, all of our deeds, everything you've said, everything you've done, all of that reverberates throughout time. For how long? Well, some actions will reverberate longer. Other actions will obviously not reverberate very far, very long. They're all different sized splashes in this puddle of life. And the thing is everything you do, everything you say affects somebody else, whether or not you realize or know it. And one offhand comment could create entire villain arcs for somebody else. You don't know. Or likewise, a kind word may very well have changed somebody's mind or turned something around. I don't know. We don't. I guess what I'm saying is that we often have to be careful about. I guess the splashes that we make in this communal pool that we call life. And what kind of splashes do you want to make? Now, the best intentions, the worst deeds have occurred with the best of intentions. So, I guess you could say that the Jainists may have had a notion of the right idea as far as creating as little stirring of the pond as possible. However, as history shows, Jainists would, there's tales of them being so devoted to not disturbing, that they would actually just basically waste away and starve to death. As an act of, say, devotion or whatnot. And that's a little bit far for me. I've been in the military, I'm sorry, but, my reverberations, I I'll just put it like this. My biggest fear is, hi, Mama Bear. My biggest fear is being confronted with the results and the totality of my actions while on this earth. If I could truly see what reverberations, what my actions, my thoughts, my words, how it actually affected somebody else, I think that's probably the most terrifying thing I can ever think of. Like, yeah. But then again, on the flip side, who's to say that some of these bad deeds don't actually have a net positive in the long run? So, again, who are we to sit there and analyze? Well, um, I'm just going to read something real quick. I know I've been blasting for a while. If you listen, cool. If not, that's cool too. But this is from a while ago. I wrote, been up for an hour and a half now. For years, sleep has been a contentious thing. I used to be able to shut off anywhere, anytime. Now it's a nightly routine of necessary delirium that leaves me soaked through and through. Nearly every night. Actually, I don't sweat. Not as much. But man, whew, for a while there, I was going through some really bad night sweats. Every single night, waking up entirely soaked. Not very pleasant. Alright. Nearly every night. When I do dream, I go places. And it's usually hard to come back here, to this world. What's my fascination with what's going on in this particular channel that keeps drawing me back here? To say that the other places I go in my mind aren't real, well, that person's clearly never been there. Often when I dream, this life is no more of a distant dream than I had. For when I'm somewhere else in a dream, the sheer idea of this life, of me, is similarly absurd. Sigh. If it were all so simple, you see. When I sleep, I have found that all I have to do is let go. Let go of consciousness. Let go of me. I can't. I fear letting go of me. That sweet release, like an astronaut deciding to just let go of the handle on the side of the ship. Let go, sever that tether, and drift off into the blackness, like our old friend Major Tom. I love Bowie. Most of my sleep consists of a half-in, half-out delirium, where I wake up soaked. It sucks. That's just a side effect of it. If I can let go, and this is actually a side note here, a little small superpower I do have. If I can let go, even just for a second, it's all I need. I don't need to sleep 15 minutes in the void, or I don't need to sleep just 15 minutes in the void, an hour, 2, 6, it's all the same. Side note, stop. And actually, that's true for me. If I can just sever my connection to me, to where I have a lapse in consciousness, whether or not, if I'm taking a nap and I just pass the F out, I've done it for, you pass out for like 2 hours, or I could pass out for literally like 15 minutes. As long as I let go of the notion of me completely, like that stop in time where it's, that turn off and back on, I'm good. And maybe I'll go into it in my writing, but there's a weird thing that happens to me. So I call it the golden light. So I can't describe it, but whenever I do drift off to sleep, when I regain consciousness in my mind, like, oh, I was asleep, and then you start to like you start coming back and start waking up. When my eyes are closed, everything is golden. In that moment, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like I could still be dreaming, but it's all gold. It's like bathed in this golden light. I could be, just kind of just daydreaming, whatever. It's just this golden. I can't describe it. It's this golden light. If I just see it once, and I wake up, I'm good. I can sleep for 15 minutes, or I could sleep for 4 hours, or a normal 8 hours a night. It doesn't matter. If I can just see that light, that golden light, if I just see it, I could wake up and it's like I've slept all night. So I don't sleep very much because of that. Like literally all I have to do is separate and I'm good. All right, back to it. If I can just touch the void, I'm good. See, that's what I was talking about. The trick is to let go just long enough to sever the tether to me, but not let go. To come back to the capsule, if you will. As a matter of fact, the reason for it is not trauma, not the sheer panic that strikes me of the realization of the things I've said, the things I've done, the choices made, the chances lost. No, it's none of that. It's the next poem, the next prose, the next painting, the next song I must create. I'm an excited, exhausted slave to this act of creation. My thoughts exist as prose. What you read is how I think, how I talk. I freeform write these words with pen and ink. This is my beautiful curse. The curse of the artist that creates a magnificent horror show. Perhaps that's why I keep tuning back to this reality, this channel. This life is so utterly captivating to my focus and attention. This drive and excitement to wrestle with my thoughts and jot down what has me up. Pre-dawn with the coffee in my hand. Oh, look, once again the pattern continues. It's all so beautiful. I get it now. It's 5:57 a.m. Oh, it almost is again. And I'm welling up in tears at the beautiful perfection of my story. What an exciting tale. A tiny child cast out alone into the world. Pure innocence. Or, pure innocence. A child of pure innocence cast out into the world. That was me. Isolated, cloistered, in a remote village far, far away. Until it burned to the ground. Yeah, my village burned. And then I was cast out to the meat grinder of the harsh world that burned my village to the ground. I've been everything. I've been an innocent child. I've been a child genius. Teenage punk rebel. Actually, I've always been a rebel. That's true. That's very true. I've been homeless. I've been rich too. Yep. I've been all these things. I've been a hero and a villain. I've been the cool guy who says the right thing at the wrong time. Yep. More times than I care to count. I've been the best in my career field, and I've been the guy to just walk away and choose a new path. I've seen war. I've seen things and places that people only whisper about in hushed tones. I have a life you would never believe. And in my 46 years on this earth, I could probably fill up about 3 or 4 movies. It has been crazy. I've seen war. I've seen things and places that people only whisper about in hushed tones. This is all true. I've been all over the world. I've been to so many places that you read about and things about you see about in movies, all these secret places and you know, all the stories. And all along the way, as crushing as the pain of life itself is, I've skipped, I've played, I've moonwalked through. Sure, I've tripped. Sure, I've tripped, scraped my knees. It's okay. I get it now. This has been the best damn movie ever. And I think that it's probably only halfway over, too. That's why I can't sleep. The life of an artist. What better use of one's free will could there be? Work? A job? Sure. But are you telling me that's all you've got in you? That's it? Work for somebody else? 9 to 5 can buy you many things. Many beautiful things. But how boring is it? Not really. Like, how boring is that? Cool. You got some really expensive sneakers. Wow. Neat. Cool. Well, actually, I can't say anything about that. I really can't because I like cowboy boots. So, you know what? Sneakerheads out there, unite. Come on, fist bump. All right. I'm a cowboy boot guy, so I can't. Yeah, because you can drop, I could drop $700-800 on a pair of cowboy boots. However, my cowboy boots will last probably 20-30 years versus your sneakers that'll last, a season. And plus, I wear my boots, like, I don't care if they get all fucked up because I'll just polish them up again. All right, sorry. All right. 9 to 5 can buy you many beautiful things. But how boring is that? I don't know about you, but I'm going to squeeze every last drop of blood out of this stone. Plus the fact that every moment etches into my brain like a chisel into stone or a needle etching into the first sounds of a new record on a vinyl disc. I can pull that record off the shelf and replay it. Another curse. But I feel no more connected to the room of records than a proud collector showing off his carefully created curation. Oh well. Family's awake and I need to go. I don't know. This is just what drives me, I guess. This is why I don't sleep. Have a good day. Yep. That was a long time ago. So, kind of my thoughts. I guess I've probably talked on a little bit too long already this morning, so I'll just let y'all go. Well, have a good day. Be good. And you know what? Write a poem. Write something. Do something different. Instead of watching that video, why don't you put your phone down? Just sit there. Just listen to the birds sing. Just for a minute. You know? Clear your head. Just do something you wouldn't normally do today. Nothing bad. Just something different. Alright? Well, you guys have a good day. Alright, I'm done.